So, I wanted to talk a little bit about eating on the road, what I've been doing. Now, I just want to preface this with normally in my life, I try to live zero waste, buying everything in bulk and reusing containers and all of that. It's really hard to do that on the road, especially in certain states. I don't always have access to bulk items. The most important thing for me is my health. Uh, Aside from that hidden can of Pringles right there. But I'll talk about why I bought what I did and what I want to continue to buy and what I'll probably stop buying. Another thing that I do on the road and in my life in general is I follow what's called OMAD, as the internet has coined it, or one meal a day. I don't eat very much. I tend to have one nice big meal, sometimes snacks if I really feel like it. But I've really found that giving my digestive system a break for a good, 23 to 24 hours has been really helpful. I haven't had a loss of energy. I have had a bit of a loss of appetite, except for when it comes time to eat that meal at the end of the day. But I don't feel constantly hungry. That's not a problem. I have regular, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. I'm totally fine and I eat a variety of foods. The important thing for me is that some days I will have meats. I do still eat meats. Some days I will have only vegetables. Some days it'll be carb heavy. Some days it'll be protein heavy, just anything. I'm big on variety and changing it up from what I have. What's seasonal is another important thing to me. Anyway, so that's all stuff that I do to get my vitamins, maintain my health, and it works for me. Now, this is not anything that I'm recommending for anybody. I'm just saying that is what I do, and it's what's working for me right now. I will caution that if somebody tries to restrict calories, which I don't count at all, I don't really even, I don't pay attention to that. But if somebody has had eating disorders before, this could trigger that sort of behavior again. So, to each his own. But anyway, let's get started. So, so far, where I have stopped for food has been Walmart, Trader Joe's, and Dollar General. There was a little store that I found. There's a bunch of them actually. I've seen them a lot in this area that I've been in, but I had never been to one before. Anyway, so what have I been eating? Well, I bought, I have Lara bars, and Trader Joe's had these RX bars I'd never heard of before. So I got a variety of flavors to try. Yes, these are wrapped in plastic. Yes, that sucks. Do I have any way of making this kind of stuff on the road? No. So this is my kind of exception I have to make. Pistachios, nuts. Nuts are great, and typically you can find them in bulk. Not at Walmart. Walmart has no bulk supplies. Was my option. I got these. They're in a plastic bag. Oops. But that happens. So, normally though, in my home life, I'm buying nuts and they're bulk. I have beef jerky. I know. People will say things about eating meat. I'm still okay with it. Typically, though, I live in Europe, so it's not as big of an issue out there how animals are treated, but here it really is. And so I bought that beef jerky because of the ingredients. It only has beef, brown sugar, water, sea salt, natural flavorings, black pepper, and vinegar. I'm a little, of course, hesitant on what the natural flavorings are, but I literally looked at every bag of beef jerky, and this was the one with the least amount of ingredients. And that's the important thing to me, is that I can pronounce all the ingredients and it doesn't have very many of them in it. I want food close as possible to its natural source, I guess. So that's protein that will last me a very long time. I don't eat very much of it. This is something I have a few pieces. I haven't even opened those bags yet. I bought coconut milk. So I love coconut milk. These are just the typical cans you get in the, for cooking and baking with. And yeah, I will just drink a can. And it's really good source of lots of things, but good source of healthy fat really is what's in coconut milk for me. So something to keep me satiated and satisfied. I bought a can of black beans. I have some hot sauce that I mix in with the beans and just eat them with a fork. They're great. They're already ready to go, cooked. Yeah, they're cold, but that's what I do. I also bought these salmon fillets, wild caught Alaskan salmon I found. This is supposedly the healthiest, although our oceans now are full of plastic, so I'm not sure that I'll be eating fish much longer. Maybe river fish is still okay, but this was wild caught in the ocean. I also have sardines just because I love them. This is both in olive oil. Sometimes they come in canola oil, which I try to avoid. Olive oil I'm okay with, so Trader Joe's hooked me up. And the guilty pleasure, I had to buy these because they were on sale at this Dollar General. I'd never seen them so cheap. They were like 50 cents. And I remembered reading one time that this is the closest thing to zero waste potato chips because they are cardboard, metal, and only a tiny little plastic lid. So I think it was the website Going Zero Waste had talked about that her boyfriend still bought those and she was cool with it because it was like a guilty pleasure of his. So anyway, that's my food supplies. Yeah, nothing really here to make a meal out of, so to say, but I just eat maybe a can of meat one day. And I'm buying fruit on the road. That's another great thing. I don't have any fruit examples right now, but bananas, melons, things like that. I'm buying a lot of that. I'm noticing there's a lack of vegetables. Yeah. That is something I haven't bought yet. I've only been on the road 4 days, but that's my next stop. I'm going to get vegetables because I need to get those into my body. But yeah, so typically I'll have some fruits or veggies as well with maybe a can of salmon. Eat the whole thing. Yes, I do. Or can of sardines, a whole thing. Again, that's my one meal a day. Or the coconut milk. That really fills you up. And that's amazing with a banana, let me tell you.